What up, YouTube? Hey, this is a video I made last year, or actually 2020, about how to break generational curses, particularly for so-called Black people. And this was my really the only video I ever wanted to really post on YouTube because I feel like it was the most important to in order for us to break these spiritual and mental shackles that are on our brains. And I made this very thorough PowerPoint, but I noticed I was on social media looking at some things, and I tend to notice that some brothers they like to kind of quote Deuteronomy 28 when it comes to the issues that we have in the so-called Black community. And of course, if you've seen this video that I did, you know, I uh, I extol and I accentuate the importance of keeping the principles of the scriptures, keeping the commandments of the scriptures. And I know that many of our people don't do that. So they fall victim to the curses. And the curses, just for an FYI, the curses do overwhelm many of our people who are ignorant or who are proud. But I noticed that brothers tend to use Deuteronomy 28 to justify a lot of things, a lot of issues that they have in their lives. And we shouldn't be talking about the curses all day because in Galatians chapter 3, it tells us that Christ redeemed us from these curses. So if you're still talking about the curses, then maybe you haven't accepted Christ, or you have to check yourself to make sure you're in alignment with the Spirit of the Most High and with the scriptures, because we can't just blame Deuteronomy 28 on everything negative that happens in our lives. We shouldn't just accept that as like a cop out, because a big problem is a lot of our people have is wanting to shift the blame and blame everyone else for our problems except ourselves, especially us who are in the knowledge or who are in these conscious groups. If you're actually a child of the Most High, or you're born again, or you're born again through His Son, then you're supposed to be thinking in a positive and productive way. So we have to ask ourselves, are bad things happening to me randomly? Or am I making bad decisions that are provoking negativity to surround me? That's the real question. And that's why I don't vibe with a lot of these so-called pro-blacks, because they always want to shift the blame to the white man and the white woman, because that's their true God. The white man and the white woman is the true God of the so-called pro-blacks. And when I say pro-blacks, I'm not talking about people who are actually for their people, like so-called brothers and sisters who are really for their people. I'm talking about the people who just be on internet and they talk about ideologies and things that are not beneficial for our people. Because once we show accountability for our actions and our inactions, then we can begin to rebuild. We can't always just blame the curses or Deuteronomy 28 for our problems, especially if you're someone who allegedly believes in the Bible. Sometimes you have to recognize sometimes I'm in a bad situation because I'm a fuck up. You have to accept that and do better. And this goes into also just the so-called Black man in general. A lot of times dudes end up in this depressed and confused state because they really try to make a woman happy all the time. They get in these relationships, and you just kind of let the woman control them. They gotta understand, a woman, when she's in her teens, in her early 20s, she's kind of just trained to date around, just trained to kind of have fun. They're not really looking for like a stable minded man until they're in their late 20s, early 30s. And once they find one, or they allegedly want to find one, then they have these standards for what he's supposed to be. But you're not supposed to live up to what a woman's understanding of what a man should be. You have to live up to the Most High's understanding of what a man is supposed to be. So at the end of the day, if anything happens between you and your relationship, you can look in the mirror and say, I'm doing what's right for me, you know, because the woman, you can't live your life trying to make your woman happy. That's a curse in itself, trying to live your life trying to make a woman that's ungrateful happy. She has to be happy already, and she has to get her happiness from making you happy. In the same way, you have to generate happiness from trying to find out what makes the Most High happy. That's the order. And I know some women don't like that, but that's the order. And of course, you do good things for your woman. You're supposed to do good things for your woman. That's what a relationship is about. But at the same time, you can't be worried your whole life on how to keep your woman smiling every day, or how to keep her from getting mad. You got to worry about what makes the Most High happy and what He doesn't like, so you don't do that. Because you could be the best husband in the world, and your wife could still leave you, or your wife could still sleep with another man on you. So that's what it's about. It's about us understanding what we're supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do. And that's how we prevent a lot of bad things that happen in our so-called Black community, and we just become better people, you know. So let's stop blaming everybody else, even blaming God for the situations that we're in. We need to blame ourselves for the position that we put ourselves in, or our forefathers put us in, and then we can start making changes. So that's all I got, man. Peace.